Hey, welcome back. So, here we go with the Ace of Cups. I'm totally not biased. This is not my favorite suit or element. Anyway, so here we go. Ace of Cups, just like the Ace of Wands, and eventually the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, has a similar meaning because it's an ace. And so they all usually mean some kind of external force influencing or giving you something related to the element or the suit. This is going to be very much a different realm. More fire, we were talking a lot about action, spirit, doing, verbs. Water, I guess water would be more like an adjective in that analogy, but we're going to be talking more about emotions. We're going to talk about spirit, emotional intelligence, art, artistic endeavors, etc., etc. So, with the Ace of Cups, yeah, we're going to be talking about the start of that, maybe a Renaissance kind of period, a new initiation into newfound emotions, oh boy, new relationships, anything like that. I like to think with this card, the first thing I think is empty the cup. Very powerful analogy that has gone a long way for me, which is, first of all, you're not ready to receive new until you dump out the old. So like, you know, like when the waiter comes by at the restaurant and you got your water and it's all full and they're like, oh, hey, you want some more water? And you're like, oh, I forgot to drink some, sorry. Yeah, because like, you know, or they don't even ask because it's full. It's gonna overflow. There's nothing you can do to get more, so you have to empty it first to get the new. On the flip side of that, you could have it that the cup is overflowing. And so in that way, we could look at this as being an abundance of emotion, an abundance of new. So maybe to kind of complete that picture, right? Let's think about having a cup, and then first we got to empty it out, wash it, right? Get all that old gunk out of there, place it on the counter, and then you take your pitcher and just keep filling it up and up and up, and then just pours everywhere. It's a really practical example, obviously. But yeah, it's just an overwhelming abundance of new emotions. Sometimes this can really talk about like an emotional or spiritual awakening, where you're just so flooded with new concepts, new ideas, things that you've never felt before, that you've been repressing that are now just coming out outside of your control. Like, you know. Almost always I see this card in a very benevolent and positive light. You know me, I always like to talk about good and bad. So yeah, again, maybe like a more negative twist on it is to look at it from a perspective of you need to make way for new, or emotional work is coming, and emotional work usually means healing, and healing is almost always experienced in a very not desirable way, we'll put it that way. But the positives to that is healing is necessary, needed, and gets you to a new position where you're able to, like a new level, where you're able to do things that you've previously wanted to do, that you've been held back from. All of that wrapped up, Ace of Cups talks about new emotions, maybe a new relationship, all right? Though, a quick note on that, I will say that Ace of Cups, if it does talk about in a relationship, it's probably talking about you in the relationship. Whereas, like, say, Two of Cups, who's coming next, a little spoiler, is going to talk about more about the actual relationship and the partnership coming up. So, Ace of Cups would be more about, like, how does the relationship affect you with new emotions? Maybe like that butterfly effect, just this wonderful sunshine, wonderful warmth coming through. Lastly, maybe another point you could take away is the card usually has five, the symbolism of five. 4 streams that pour down, and the chalice being the fifth, to represent body and spirit. It kind of resembles the pentacle in that way, and so really stressing the idea that this card is about emotion and spirit and things that are beyond the mind. And so we're going to get a little bit more into some of the scarier thoughts deep down within us for this suit. I look forward to diving in, literally. Stay with me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time for the Two of Cups.